She used to light up when she saw you. She used to lean in, laugh easy, text you first. Then out of nowhere she pulled back. Her replies got colder. Her plans got busy. Her energy gone. And you're sitting there, staring at your phone, losing sleep over a woman who's already halfway out the door. Let me hit you with something real, brother. She didn't ghost you because you weren't enough. She pulled back because your energy changed. You stopped leading. You started chasing. You stopped standing still. You started needing, and no woman stays with the man who needs her more than he leads himself. This isn't about her. This is about you. Wake up, rebuild, or repeat this lesson till it breaks you. In this video, I'm going to break down 3 clear, undeniable signs. A woman is attracted to you, but scared of feeling too much, scared of losing control, scared of surrendering to a man who actually makes her feel something real. If you're seeing these signs, this isn't your signal to chase harder. This is your call to lead yourself. Strong men don't panic. Strong men don't chase. Strong men hold the line. Drop this in the comments right now if you're one of them. I protect my peace. Let's get into it. Number 1. She tests your masculine frame. What this really means, most men have no idea what's really happening when a woman starts testing them. They think they're being attacked. They think she's starting drama, being difficult, or just emotional. And I get it. I used to think the same way. You're sitting there, maybe having a good night, and out of nowhere, she hits you with something sharp, a little jab at your character. A sarcastic comment that stings more than it should. A random mood swing that leaves you wondering, what the hell did I do wrong? It feels like the ground shifts under your feet. But here's the truth, brother. This isn't an attack. It's a test of your masculine frame, a test of who you are when pressure shows up, because words are cheap. Smiles are easy. Charm is surface level. But how do you hold yourself when the energy changes? That's the only thing a woman's feminine nature truly trusts. See, most men fail this test because they take the bait. They get defensive. Why would you say that? They start explaining themselves. Wait, no, I didn't mean it like that. Or worse, they try to fix her feelings. Are you okay? What's wrong? Did I do something? That, right there, is weakness, not kindness, not love. Weakness, because if you have to explain your worth, you've already lost. If you have to fix her emotions, you're putting your peace in her hands, and no woman on earth respects a man who crumbles under emotional pressure. She doesn't even want that power. But here's the catch. She will test you. Not because she hates you, not because she's trying to hurt you, but because she wants to feel safe. And safety for a woman doesn't mean comfort. It means strength. Strength of mind. Strength of energy. Strength of presence. She throws those little jabs not to break you, but to see if anything can break you. Because if something small breaks you, if her mood throws you off, if her words shatter your confidence, what happens when real life hits? What happens when the world applies pressure? Are you still standing, or are you a man whose peace is so fragile, so dependent on external comfort, that he falls apart the second someone else is upset? That's what she's testing, and here's the Stoic truth. You don't need to fight her. You don't need to win the argument. You don't even need to react. Hell, most of the time. The strongest move is to simply be still. Look her in the eye. Smile. Let the storm pass. Let her feel that you are grounded, untouched, unbothered, not cold, not distant, but steady. See, when a woman tests you, she's subconsciously hoping you pass. She wants to feel that you can hold your frame, that you're not afraid of her emotions, that you're not going to run from intensity, that you are exactly who you say you are, especially when things get messy. Because any man can be calm in peace, but a strong man, a man who leads himself, he's calm in chaos. That's what separates boys from men. A boy reacts, a man responds, a boy needs to control the situation, a man controls himself. And when you show her that, when you stand tall, breathe deep, hold steady, that's when her feminine energy feels safe enough to relax. That's when she stops testing, because you've proven what needed to be proven, not through words, not through explanation, but through presence. That's power. That's leadership. That's a man worth following. So remember this next time. She tests you. Don't break, don't chase, don't explain. Stand still, be calm. Be the mountain in her storm, because a woman doesn't want to lead. She wants to feel safe following a man who leads himself. And that starts with this: master yourself or lose yourself. Choose wisely. Most men panic when they feel tension with a woman. It starts small, a sarcastic comment, a cold look, a long pause in a conversation that used to flow effortlessly. And inside, that panic rises. It's subtle at first, but I know exactly what it feels like. You start wondering, did I say something wrong? Is she mad at me? Do I need to fix this right now? Your heart rate picks up, your mind races, your energy shifts, and without even realizing it, you betray yourself. You step out of your grounded masculine frame, and you step right into the role of the emotional caretaker. You chase her mood, you chase her approval, you chase the comfort you just lost. But here's the thing most men never learn. Chasing comfort is how you lose respect. Not just hers, yours. You lose respect for yourself because deep down, you know better. Deep down, there's a voice in every man that whispers, hold your ground, stay still, don't fold. But most men ignore that voice. They move too fast. They speak too soon. They try to control what was never theirs to control. Her mood, her emotions, her storm. Let me tell you something, brother. Her storm was never yours to manage. That's not your job. Your job is to stay the mountain, still, strong, rooted. See, a woman will test you, especially if she's attracted to you, especially if she respects you, because feminine energy wants to feel safe enough to surrender. But safety doesn't come from words. It doesn't come from promises. It doesn't come from logic. It comes from presence, from energy, from seeing a man who doesn't flinch when the weather changes. Smile, relax, stay still. That's the Stoic response, because it's not about ignoring her. It's not about being cold or distant. It is about being grounded in you, unmoved, unbothered, unshaken. That's how you pass the test, because if you get defensive, she knows you're fragile. If you get reactive, she knows she can control you. And here's the hard truth. A woman might sleep with a man she can control. She might date him for a little while, but she never respects him. She never trusts him. She never truly feels safe in his presence, because deep down, she knows if his peace depends on her mood, he's not a man. He's a boy looking for approval. A man protects his peace, not by force, not by control, but by mastering himself. That's the Stoic way. So when she tests you, when she throws that storm your way, pause, Slow your breath, relax your face, let your body stay loose. Look her in the eye, not with anger, not with fear, but with calm presence. Let her see what real strength looks like, because calm is a flex, stillness is a flex. Not needing to fix everything is a flex. Most men don't have it. Most men crumble. Most men betray themselves chasing comfort. But you won't, not anymore. Because the man you're becoming knows this: if her storm can break your peace. You never had peace, you just had comfort. And comfort is temporary, but peace built from self-control, presence, discipline, that's permanent, that's earned, that's built in solitude, in the dark. When no one is watching, that's the man she'll follow. That's the man you respect. So the next time she tests you, the next time life tests you, remember this: smile, relax, stay still, let the storm pass. Be the mountain, be the calm, because the man who can sit in silence while the world shakes around him is the man who commands everything without chasing anything. Number 2, she pulls away. After intimacy, it hits you when you least expect it. You shared a night with her. Maybe it wasn't even about the physical. It was the energy, the connection, the laughter that came easy, the silence that wasn't awkward, the way her eyes softened when she looked at you like she felt safe for the first time in a long damn time. You wake up the next day thinking, this could be real, this could be different. And then she pulls away, slowly, subtly. It starts with a delayed reply, a shorter text, less warmth in her voice. Then she's busy, then she's tired, then she's gone. And there you are, alone with your thoughts, wondering what the hell you did wrong. Let me stop you right there. This is where most men screw up. This is where they lose themselves, because their first instinct is panic. They think, did I move too fast? Did I say something wrong? Should I reach out again? Should I explain myself? Should I try to fix this? That panic, that overthinking, that emotional scrambling, that's the death of your masculine frame. That's how you go from being a grounded man to being another boy begging for her attention. But here's what you need to understand about women, about feminine energy. Pulling away after deep connection isn't always rejection. Sometimes it's fear. Sometimes it's survival. Especially if she's been hurt before, especially if intimacy for her has been a battlefield, not a refuge, because vulnerability, real vulnerability, is terrifying for the feminine. It means letting go. It means risking her heart. And most women have learned the hard way that not every man is safe to trust. So the moment she feels something deep, the moment she lets her guard down, her subconscious kicks in. Don't fall too hard. Don't lose control. Don't get hurt again. So she pulls back, not to punish you, not to manipulate you, but to protect herself. This is where the strong man separates from the weak. This is where the Stoic path begins, and because the weak man reacts. He scrambles, he chases, he sends 3 texts in a row trying to clear the air. He over-explains, he tries to talk it out from a place of fear, not leadership. But the strong man, the grounded man, he does something radical. He respects the distance, he honors the space, he matches her pullback with his own stillness. Not as a game, not as a tactic, but because his peace was never dependent on her presence in the first place. He knows who he is, with her or without her. And that energy, that calm detachment, is what makes him different, because women aren't used to that. Most men panic when the feminine pulls away, Most men fall apart, but you stay rooted, you stay patient, you stay dangerous. That's how you lead with energy, without saying a damn word, and if she comes back, you welcome her with calm presence. Not resentment, not punishment, just the same steady energy that was there before, because that's what earns respect. Not chasing, not explaining, not begging, but standing still when most men run, standing calm when most men react, standing grounded when most men collapse. And if she doesn't come back, good, because you never lose what's truly meant for you. And you never beg to keep what requires you to betray yourself. That's the Stoic way. That's masculine power. Never forget this. Let her pull away. Let her feel her own emotions. Let her come back on her own when she's ready to meet you at your level. But you never chase what pulls away. You never run after what runs from you. You lead yourself. Always, because any man can love when it's easy. Any man can stay calm when he's getting what he wants. But the man who stays calm in uncertainty, the man who stays patient in absence, the man who stays rooted when the storm comes, that's the man who owns himself. That's the man who women respect. That's the man who rebuilds in silence. Remember this. Her distance is not your cue to chase. It's your cue to lead yourself. Let her pull away. You stay still, because the strongest energy in the room is the one that doesn't need to move. There's a moment every man faces. It's quiet, lonely, usually around 2 a.m., when the world's gone still, and you're sitting there staring at your phone, waiting for a text that doesn't come. Replaying every word you said, every move you made, trying to solve a puzzle that was never yours to solve, asking yourself the question that keeps men stuck in emotional quicksand. Should I reach out? Should I explain myself? Should I show her I care more? Brother, let me say this as straight as I can. No, you shouldn't. Not now, not like this. See, most men were never taught this, but women feel your energy long before they read your words. If the energy underneath your message is desperation, neediness, fear of loss, it doesn't matter how perfect your words are. She'll feel it. She'll feel that you're not grounded, that you're not standing on your own 2 feet, that you're trying to pull her back into your life, instead of standing tall and letting her choose to return. And that is the root of masculine weakness. Chasing, explaining, negotiating for her attention like a damn salesman trying to close a deal. But real men don't negotiate attraction. Real men don't explain their worth. Real men don't chase what pulls away. They stand still, not out of pride, not out of ego, but because they respect themselves enough to know any love that requires them to abandon their peace isn't love. It's addiction. It's attachment. It's weakness disguised as care. And weakness always repels feminine energy. Always. See, when a woman pulls away, especially after intimacy, she's subconsciously watching you, not with her eyes, with her feminine instincts. She's watching your energy. Will you crumble? Will you chase? Will you try to control the uncontrollable? Or will you stay patient, stay grounded, stay whole? Because that's the kind of man she respects. That's the kind of man who makes her feel safe. And this is where the Stoic response lives. Right here, in the uncomfortable space between wanting to act and choosing stillness, in the urge to fix and the wisdom to let go. So what do you do when she pulls away? Simple. Respect her space. Match her distance with your own presence. Not cold, not bitter, but calm, detached, whole. You don't send long texts explaining your heart. You don't fire off double messages trying to check in. You don't ask where you stand. A man who knows his worth never has to ask. He lets life show him, and if she's meant to return, she will. Not because you forced it, not because you convinced her, but because you stayed still long enough for her to feel what most men never give her. Freedom. Freedom to choose, freedom to return, freedom to miss a man who wasn't busy chasing her shadow, but living his damn life, building himself, leading himself, mastering himself, because this is the ultimate truth. She needs to feel in her gut that you are complete, with or without her, that your life was full before she arrived, and it will remain full if she leaves. That's real masculine energy. That's what commands respect, not volume, not effort, not chasing, stillness, patience, presence, a calm power. Most men never find because they're too busy begging for scraps of attention, but not you, not anymore, because once you taste that peace, once you become a man who doesn't need anything outside himself to feel whole, everything changes. You stop chasing, you start attracting, you stop negotiating, you start leading, and the right woman will feel it. She won't need words. She won't need proof. She'll feel your stillness like gravity. She'll know, without you having to say a damn thing, and if she doesn't return, good. Because any woman who needs you to abandon your peace to earn her love isn't worth your time. Not now. Not ever. Remember this. Never chase what pulls away. Never explain what doesn't see your value. Never negotiate for what should be freely given. You are whole. You are complete. You are the mountain. Let her come to you, or let her go. Either way, you stay still. Number 3, she watches you but doesn't reach out. What this really means, it happens in the quiet hours. You check your phone. Again, there it is, her name, liking your old post from 2 months back, watching every story you put up, maybe even dropping a little comment here and there. Just enough to remind you she exists, but never enough to actually show up. No call, no plan, no real effort. And there you are, sitting in the middle of a mind game you never signed up for, wondering what the hell it means, wondering what you're supposed to do. Most men, they make the same mistake right here. They take the bait, they reach out, they slide back in with a safe little hey, or worse, they start performing, posting stories for her, trying to stay on her radar, trying to spark her interest again like it's their job. Let me tell you something, brother. That's weak energy. That's a man chasing breadcrumbs. That's a man desperate for connection. And women can smell that a mile away. See? When a woman watches you but doesn't reach out, when she's lurking in the shadows of your life, what you're really seeing isn't indifference. It's fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of losing control. Fear of going first and not being met with the same energy, especially if she's been hurt before. Especially if she sees you as a man who could actually lead her somewhere real, because feminine energy wants to be pursued, but it also wants to feel safe, safe enough to surrender, safe enough to be vulnerable. And if she's unsure of herself, so unsure of the timing, she'll lurk, she'll watch, she'll send signals, but only from a distance. That's fear in motion, not manipulation, not games. Fear. But here's where most men screw it up. They see that fear and they overcompensate. They chase harder. They reach out first, again and again, trying to fix the uncertainty trying to pull her closer, trying to make something happen on their timeline. And that energy, that chasing, over-explaining, attention-seeking energy, that's the death of masculine presence, because masculine energy doesn't chase chaos. It commands respect through stillness, through direction, through clarity. That doesn't mean you sit back in silence forever. That doesn't mean you never lead, but it does mean you lead from strength, not from need. So here's the Stoic response. Simple, clean, powerful. If you want her, offer an invitation, not a text to check in, not a string of emojis fishing for attention, not a late-night wide hoping for connection. A real invitation, clear, direct. Hey, I'm going to place. You're welcome to join me. Then fall all the way back. You offered, you led. That's your role. The rest, that's not yours to control. Because a man who respects himself knows this. You never force connection. You never negotiate attention. You never chase what's unsure about you. You let your life speak for itself. Your discipline, your purpose, your calm, that's what pulls people, not to your words, but to your energy. Because the man who is content in his own life, the man who is busy building, busy leading himself, busy creating a world with or without her in it, that man becomes gravity. And women feel that, deep down. They trust it, because it shows them the one thing every woman is secretly searching for: stability, strength, stillness. A man who doesn't flinch, a man who doesn't chase shadows, a man who offers presence, but never begs for connection. That's power. That's leadership. That's masculine energy in its highest form. So next time she watches but doesn't reach out, smile, keep building, keep leading, keep living. And if you want to offer an invitation, do it. But after that, stay still, let her step forward, or let her drift away. Either way, you never lose, because the man who leads himself is never chasing. He's choosing, and he chooses peace over panic, strength over scrambling, presence over performance. Remember this: a woman who watches you but won't meet you halfway is telling you exactly what you need to know, not with words, but with distance. And a man of value doesn't chase distance. He fills the space with his life, with his mission, with his discipline, and in that stillness, in that presence, he becomes undeniable. Let her watch, let her wonder, let her feel the cost of absence. But you keep building, because a man busy leading himself has no time to chase shadows. It's a scene I've watched play out in far too many lives, mine included. A man meets a woman. There's connection, there's spark, there's that rare, undeniable pull. It feels effortless at first, but then comes the shift, subtle, silent. She gets quieter, slower to reply, a little more distant, and the mistake most men make, they panic. They feel that distance, and instead of holding their frame, they flood her with energy. Texts, calls, little jokes, memes, random excuses to stay on her radar, all of it rooted in the same fear. If I don't do something, I'm going to lose her. Brother, that thought right there, that's where most men lose themselves. Because here's the hard truth, and I say this as a man who's learned it the ugly way. The moment you start chasing, the moment you start trying to pull her closer, you stop being attractive, not because you're a bad man, not because you don't have value, but because masculine energy, true masculine energy, never begs, it never chases, it never performs for validation, it attracts quietly, naturally, without force. See, when a woman starts to drift, what you're seeing isn't always rejection. Sometimes it's fear, sometimes it's testing, sometimes it's her own inner battle with vulnerability. But regardless of why she's pulling back, the Stoic response stays the same. You maintain presence, but not pressure. You stay open, but not available on demand. And if you want her, if you genuinely want her to be part of your life, you offer an invitation, once not a flood of texts, not a desperate attempt to keep her attention, not a long-winded message explaining your heart, just one clear, grounded offer, simple, direct. Hey, I'm doing this. You're welcome to join me. Then you fall all the way back, not as a game, not as manipulation, but as discipline, as self-respect, as a man who knows he does not chase, he leads, he invites, and then he lets go. Because this is what weak men never understand, the silence after the invitation. That's where her respect for you is born. Not in the noise, not in the chasing, in the stillness, in the absence. Let her feel it. Let her sit with it. Let her wake up one morning and realize, damn, this man is different. Most men smother. Most men scramble. Most men fill the space with noise because they can't sit with uncertainty. But you make absence feel like a cold winter morning, still, quiet, sharp, undeniable. Let her feel what life is like without your energy flooding her phone. Let her feel what it's like when a grounded man steps back, because if she's meant for you, she'll come forward willingly, softly, without pressure. And if she doesn't, brother, you just saved yourself years of wasted time, because a woman who needs you to beg, chase, or perform to keep her interest, that's not a woman ready for a real man. That's a woman chasing attention, not connection. And you don't have time for that anymore. Not now. Not in this season of your life. You're not here to perform. You're not here to convince. You're here to build, to lead, to protect your peace like a man who's been through hell and has no intention of returning. Remember this. Masculine energy doesn't chase. It attracts, it offers, then it rests in stillness, because absence is powerful, because silence speaks, because the man who can sit in solitude, who can hold his ground when the world goes quiet, who can lead without forcing, that man is rare, that man is dangerous, that man is unforgettable. So the next time you feel that urge, that pull to over-explain, overreach, overgive, pause, breathe, offer. Once then fall all the way back. Let her feel it. Let her wonder. Let her choose. Because a man who knows his worth never chases what's unsure about him. He moves like the mountain, quiet, still, unmoved. And the world, including her, either rises to meet him or gets left behind. Brother, if there's one thing I want you to take from this, it's this. Women don't fear men they don't care about. They don't pull away from what doesn't matter. They don't test men they don't respect. Her fear, her distance, her hesitation, it all points to one thing. You stirred something real in her, something that shook her guard. But here's the hard truth most men never accept. Her trust is not won through effort, not through convincing, not through endless words. It's won in silence. It's built in consistency. It's proven in presence, not when things are easy, not when she's close, but when she pulls away, when she tests, when she disappears. For a while to wrestle with her own fears, that's when the real work begins. Not on her, on you, because the man you are in solitude, the man you are in patience, the man you are when no one is clapping for you, that's the man who becomes unshakable. That's the man who builds a life so strong, so full, so purposeful, that he no longer needs to chase anything outside himself. Not attention, not approval, not validation. A man like that, he doesn't just attract women. He commands respect. He moves different. He speaks less. He listens more. And when the right woman comes back, if she does, she won't return because you begged. She'll return because she felt you were built different. And that feeling, brother, that's what lasts. Not the text you sent, not the words you said, but the man you became. That's the work. That's the path. And it starts right here, in the silence, in the rebuilding, in the discipline no one sees. So drop this in the comments if you're walking that path. I rebuild in silence. Send this video to a brother who's forgotten who he is. And remember, protect your peace, guard your frame, lead yourself first. Because women don't follow noise, they don't follow words, they follow energy. And the strongest energy in the room is the man who doesn't need to chase.